So, but with him, since he's low tone, I actually can act like each vertebrae is a teeter-totter or a seesaw, however you call it.
Oh, I know.
So I'm just doing a rotation this way. It's harder to do with high-tone kiddos because you just can't get in there to get that detailed work. That would be something to do more when she's sleeping kind of thing. Yeah. So, well, Graham too, because he's had like 15,000 lessons, so I'm like, you know, magnets to his body. So, but you can see where now he's over his hand, right? So I can work on that teeter-totter as he starts to balance over his hands in both directions.
That means you get to play again.
Now again, because of his tone, he'll tend to overreact to the movement because he's so sensitive to it. So this is where, if I just want to work spine, I really have to go in with that light detailed work. So I'm not directly on the profiles, but I'm pretty close as far as the back of the back. That's it.
We have lots of bicycles on them. And we have one.
So you can see the same thing with him. I'm not improving his tone per se, I'm just improving the level of balance within each vertebrae. Because even though I say the profiles go out, so I'm thinking this, you know, it's just like, oh, I know, I can, like the one that goes down, that, I'll do that next.
Okay, let's see. Let's go. Let's go
But as he moves and changes his pressure points, or whatever you want to call it, where the knee's up over to the side, then I move. And now I can start doing, you know, larger areas. But I'm literally pressing down on one and I'm scooping up going on the other. Look at Mary Lou. Mary Lou's having fun over there. No, that's awesome. You know what? It's the one reason I really could do 100% pediatrics, and it kills me sometimes that I'm not doing 100. But at the same time, as you age, your only option is shot pill surgery. Nobody looks to see, well, how can I get you to move better? And especially as you get up there, like, you know, my mom's not here. She comes to class. She can actually, Arlie can spin in her, you know, I've got her on video spinning this child up and down, but, you know, she's doing great, quote, for her age, but she's doing exceptionally for people her age, you know, because most 79-year-olds aren't picking up a 2.5-year-old, you know, kind of thing. So, and she's quite heavy. I mean, it's not like she's in shape per se, as people would think. And that's the biggest misconception. People think to move like that you need muscles. It's actually the opposite. You need to know how the muscles should react. But the stronger you can make your muscles without working on the movement, you actually get stiffer.
Usually, right now, we fall asleep, but there's lots of people.
Gulfport Casino went
Probably not till we
dancing
get
in
to
the 50s
car.
and 60s with
Right.
some friends just about a week and a half ago. So, you know, we like to stay active, but like I said, he still golfs. I can't golf anymore
Right.
because I couldn't follow through. I couldn't swing. My body, my brain wouldn't let me hurt myself
Right.
because I was in pain.
But that same mechanism is also an area. So her system is not going to let her do anything that's difficult or hurt herself. So when the system is more complex, you have to work around it and offer input where her brain's going, oh, okay, can do that. Oh, I can do that. And then increase that vocabulary so everything kicks in. So it might be pieces and parts at times, and it might be where you see the whole system go at once. But as you can see, I knock her out every time. I get like maybe 10, 20 minutes with her lately. Yesterday I actually got a full lesson with her, which is rare. Last 2 months, last 2 months, it's like I worked 20 minutes on her and she just is like,
Well, I want to fall asleep when you tell me too.
no, I know. I mean, it's,
I know.
Or try to work on standing. Oh, that's hard when you're asleep.
yeah.
I think it becomes stiffer if you work on your muscles and not hit and not your movement.
Because the muscles become almost bone-like.
She's really relaxed.
Oh. So what would happen if you work on the movement and not the muscles?
Then someone like you, see, you don't need strong muscles to become a black belt then, do you?
You can't defy me.
But most people and therapists, when I had you, Graham, because again, you can just see, you're just complete, my little, you know what I mean? He's just, I was told your whole life, you'll never walk because you're not strong enough.
She takes a turn. It's okay.
Yeah, they focus on the muscle strength,
Yeah,
not
she's
the
holding her for you. That's
functional movement.
Look, here's your house.
Pays attention a little bit.
You're welcome.
And they go and get
Mommy, I'm
those.
playing.
So you want to come up and do a high round kick now? Show off?
Wow.
Okay, so you can see what I've been talking about. So see the seesaw? So I work with it. So the muscles are all strand off of the individual vertebrae. But these vertebrae, this is where Frank's a little bit stiffer than I'd like it to. But see how balance can arrange all around each vertebrae. So if I just have the disc, right, and I'm just going to do it on its side, see if it'll let me. So just think of that as of each vertebrae. But if I was running or doing pole vaulting or whatever, the movements through my body are going at that kind of acceleration. But the same thing here, if you're just imagining my vertebrae, right, they should be able to do these movements that go around. I mean, people see this as the muscles doing this, but the vertebrae still have to be able to work like that and move within all of that. So when I do something like this, I can see the profiles fan as the muscles go around it. If I'm this way, you know what I mean? I can see the profiles go around and work this kind of direction and move and do all of that. Now I've got to function off the foot and through the pelvis. It's a system, or the system mechanics. But when you only have like a vertebrae that's out or something like that, that flow is not there. So that's where people will start overcompensating. Well, they'll do this, you know, and the back will stay straight. Or if it's the hip, then they can move this way, and then the hip will eventually catch, kind of thing. Or again, if I only had one body part, especially as people age, feet. Because of the feet, or like what she likes to do, if she's doing like this with the feet, you know, look what my vertebrae is just going to be able to do. So it's not about necessarily fixing the feet per se, because if I do that and I'm still used to this as my organization of standing, I'm only still going to get, you know, I'll get a bit better function where I can go maybe more side to side. But if you work at the whole body, do you know what I mean? Especially, and this is what Omni was, coming down and going up, feeling those two forces and going. And then even for Graham, as it gets more complex, for him to come up like here, you know what I mean, and then go in for a high round kick, I don't see any difference to me in the movement. It's just more complex, where he can push the foot off the ground and go up into a kick, let's say, or whatever it might be. So, but when they're not used to, where I'm trying to change a bit with, her force is more where she's just one. You know what I mean? Versus that coming over. And it's the same thing I'm doing for Bliss right now. Because even just being blind and stuff, she's used to stopping and doing this first and then moving. So it disconnects the two. Where I want her to be able to do, so I actually had her knee me in the groin, and she got it perfectly. I'm like, okay, now I know why women wear cups. But, you know, but to feel pulling down at the same time and kneeing up. But that's not a sensation, again, because she's blind, that she feels, because she doesn't sit there and do something like this. So that's where most people go, why are you doing this? And my thing is, why not? Because if you don't know how to coordinate those two things, you're always going to be or where it's more of a scoop kind of thing like that, versus me being able to do something like this, you know, and more high end, and again, that counterbalance. So, but if the legs can't work, let's say, or they're non-responsive, why shouldn't this whole top area be all what it can be? See, I can get around all of that, but most people will be like,